everyone, Mountain Grandma here. Today I'm going to share with you how I have made these bug sprays you see here. I'm going to show you different blends because my goal is to help you understand how to make them, and then you can just use what you have. We'll talk about the best essential oils for mosquito and tick repellent. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off by taking my witch hazel infused lemon balm and also my alcohol tincture of yarrow, and I'm going to strain these off with cheesecloth. Right, so here is my lemon balm, witch hazel infused, and here is my alcohol tincture of yarrow. So as you can see, this is pretty dark. So I'm going to take each of these, I'll probably combine them, dilute them, and add in some essential oils, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Alright, so here you see me adding about 1 part of the witch hazel infusion, 2 parts of the yarrow tincture, and 2 parts of the plain witch hazel. And I've diluted it with that witch hazel a little more. You could do that with water too if you prefer. I just didn't go that route. The next thing you're going to see me adding here is a teaspoon of glycerin. And I'm adding this to about a cup of that mixture of the yarrow tincture, lemon balm, witch hazel, and then plain witch hazel. One thing that I do want to mention is you could use plain yarrow tincture by itself. The only thing is alcohol can be a little bit drying, so I would definitely dilute that if you were going to go that route. If you're ever out in the woods and you're getting, bit up by mosquitoes or ticks or something, last ditch effort, you could also grab a yarrow plant, rub it on your ankles or whatever the deal is. You could also use oil in here if you wanted to. I've seen people do that. The purpose of the glycerin is really to help just combine the liquid with the essential oils that are going to go in there for a better mix. I don't like adding oil because see that little tube I was just showing you, the spray nozzle tube? Those can get clogged if you add an oil in there. All right, the blends that I'm going to do today include cedarwood and lavender. And I'm also going to do a blend with geranium and lavender. I'm going to do a blend with sage and thyme. And I'm going to do one, this is like the strongest of all of them, lemon eucalyptus and lemongrass. Now, what I'm going to be using this for, like all of these bug sprays, are going to be for a mosquito and a tick repellent. Those are the 2 main bugs we have a problem with. So if you're looking for the strongest mosquito repellent, I'll read these off to you. They are basil, citronella, eucalyptus, geranium, lavender, lemon eucalyptus, lemongrass, peppermint, rosemary, and tea tree. Those are all of your strongest essential oils for mosquitoes. There's other ones that work too. It's just that those are the strongest. For tick repellent, your strongest ones are going to be eucalyptus, lavender, lemongrass, rosemary, sage, and thyme. Now, the reason that I've selected what I've selected is because they're kind of a combination of both. There's essential oils that are also effective for mosquitoes and ticks. They just might not be the most effective. But if you're thinking about things that are good for all age groups, cedarwood is a great essential oil for repelling both mosquitoes and ticks. It's not the most repellent, but the thing is, it is safe for use for babies 3 months and older, as well as young children. So I like using this with lavender, which is, it's a strongly effective against both mosquitoes and ticks, and it's good for all age groups. So these 2 combined are going to be great because cedarwood's also an essential oil that's known to have a lasting scent. So that's why I really like this combination here. Geranium is really effective for mosquitoes if that's all that you had around. It's also effective against ticks, and it's good for all age groups. So when I'm thinking about what might the grandbabies use, I'd be looking at these guys right here. These 2 over here are even stronger, but they're not good for young children. So those are kind of set aside. Like those would be great for us, my husband and I, if we're going to be out in the woods, you know, where there's a lot of ticks out there and things like that. But I would keep these bottles separate. I'm going to label them accordingly and make sure that, you know, we're aware that's for adults only. But oneessentialcommunity.com has an incredible table for this information. And while you can find it in different places and it all might be a little bit different, their list seemed to be the most conservative. And when you're talking about what's going to be safe for kids, I like to err on the side of being conservative. So that's why these are going to be the only ones. But this being lemongrass and lemon eucalyptus, these are going to be like the strongest of all. All right, now let's go ahead and get to making this. Whenever you're using your spray bottles here, cut these the right length first. It's kind of obnoxious to do it after it's filled with liquid. I'm going to go ahead and put in 15 drops of lavender into both of these bottles. I'm going to make 2 of these lavender and cedarwood ones. I also love the smell of lavender and cedarwood. Lavender is it's an essential oil that can be used straight on your skin too. It's actually really safe. By itself, it would be a great bug repellent, but like I said, cedarwood just has some great clinging properties. Okay, now I'm going to fill this up. This is murky because it's the infusion of plants, but it won't make your skin all, you know, dirty. Glass bottles are best, and you want a dark bottle because it protects the essential oil. I'm going to set these aside and get labels on these real quick. I'll be back with you. All right, the next one that I'm going to do is going to be the lavender and geranium. So I'm going to get 15 drops of this in there first. And then go ahead and pour the liquid in. Now, moving on to the lemongrass and lemon eucalyptus blend. Be doing the same thing. I'm going to put 15 drops of each. That makes a little over a 1% rate, dilution rate. This stuff works really well. I'm really not a fan of the smell, to be honest, but desperate measures if you're out there with a bunch of ticks. All right, last one, and I'm going to do 15 drops of sage and 15 drops of thyme. I'll go ahead and pour this in here. All right, let me get a label on this and get this all cleaned up here. One point to make about sage and thyme is they're both really effective for ticks. That's where their strength is. They will help with mosquitoes also, but they're very effective for ticks. All right, now let me show you what we all got here. All right, and there you have it. Now notice, there's that yarrow tincture that you could use by itself if you wanted to dilute it. But do you see the green, the blue, and the green? Those are the kid-friendly ones, and the adult ones I put with red labels, just kind of help draw attention to that again. So I shared these different options so that you all could try to do this yourself and use what you have. So if you have any questions, put them down in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, everybody, keep your joy.